Good day everyone. Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this vlog, I'll be sharing my review based on the e-books that I read. This method helps me remember the concepts more effectively. I hope this review can serve as an additional study guide or refresher to help you understand the lessons better. So, without further thought, let's start. In part 1, we explored the structure of personality, the ID, ego, and superego. In this video, part 2, we will dive deeper into one of Freud's most important ideas, anxiety and defense mechanisms. Freud believed that anxiety is not just fear, it is a warning signal to the ego that something inside the mind is in conflict. When anxiety becomes overwhelming, the ego protects itself using unconscious strategies called defense mechanisms. Today, we will explore the 3 types of anxiety, the purpose of anxiety, and the most important defense mechanisms, such as repression, denial, projection, and sublimation. Understanding these concepts helps us see why people behave the way they do, and why we sometimes lie to ourselves without realizing it. Freud described anxiety as a danger signal felt by the ego. The ego must balance 3 powerful forces: the impulsive desires of the ID, the moral rules of the superego, and the demands of reality. When these forces clash, the ego experiences anxiety. For example, a person may desire something forbidden, such as aggression or sexual impulses. The superego condemns this desire, and reality may punish it. The ego becomes trapped in the middle. Anxiety tells the ego, something is wrong. You must protect yourself. Reality anxiety is a fear of real-world dangers. It is like what we normally call fear. The examples are fear of being fired from a job, fear of being attacked, fear of failing an exam. Reality anxiety helps us survive. It encourages preparation and caution. However, when it becomes excessive, it can limit growth and cause avoidance of behavior. Neurotic anxiety comes from fear that the id's impulses will get out of control. The person fears punishment for unacceptable thoughts or desires. These are the example of neurotic anxiety: anger toward authority, sexual thoughts considered immoral, and aggressive impulses. The anxiety is internal, not external. It is often unconscious and leads to nervousness or irrational fear. Moral anxiety comes from conflict between the ego and the superego. It is the fear of guilt and shame. When a person thinks about breaking moral rules, the superego responds with feelings of guilt. This anxiety teaches individuals what is socially acceptable. An example is a feeling of guilt after lying or thinking about doing something wrong. Freud believed anxiety has an important function: it protects the mind from psychological danger. It motivates the ego to avoid harmful situations, suppress dangerous impulses, and use defense mechanisms. Without anxiety, humans would act on every impulse and destroy social order. Defense mechanisms are unconscious strategies used by the ego to reduce anxiety. They distort reality but help the mind cope. They are not signs of weakness, everyone uses them daily. Repression is pushing painful thoughts into the unconscious. Trauma, fear, and unacceptable desires are buried deep in the mind. For example, a person forgets childhood trauma but still feels anxiety as an adult. Denials or refusing to accept reality. The person blocks awareness of painful truth. For example, a smoker denying health risks. Reaction formation is behaving opposite to one's true feelings. One example is treating someone you dislike with extreme friendliness. Projection is attributing your own unacceptable thoughts to others. A kind of example is accusing others jealousy when you are jealous of yourself. Regression is returning to childlike behavior during stress. Some examples were an adult throwing a tantrum. Rationalization is creating logical excuses for failure. An example statement is, I failed because the test was unfair. Displacement redirects anger to safer targets. For example, angry at his boss, and at home yelling at family. Sublimation is channeling impulses into positive actions. Mostly the example is an aggression into sports, art, or work. Defense mechanisms help us survive emotionally, but they can also distort reality. We may believe in our own excuses and projections. Freud believed true mental health requires becoming aware of these defenses. Self-awareness allows growth and maturity. Freud's theory shows that anxiety is unavoidable in human life. Defense mechanisms protect us, but they can also trap us in illusion. Understanding these processes helps us Become more self-aware. Improve emotional control. Understand others' behavior. Psychology teaches us not just what the mind is, but how to live wisely with it. And that brings us to end of today's review. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you find this video helpful, feel free to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more book-based reviews and study content. Good luck with your studies, take care, and I'll see you in the next video.